What's up, guys? It is Sam here, and I wanted to talk about yk11 and S4. But before I do that, I want to give the disclaimer that this is not to be construed as advice for something you should do. These are not for human consumption. They're just for research purposes. And everything that I say and do in these videos is just for entertainment purposes. You shouldn't fucking take advice from some clown on the internet. Okay, now with that being said, when I have been researching with these, I recently stepped the dose up from what I was doing at one capsule, which is I think 5 milligrams per day pre-workout, and 2 capsules pre-workout. So I went up to 100 milligrams, which is 4 capsules, 2 in the morning and 2 pre-workout. So at the same time, I stepped this up to 10 milligrams or 2 capsules. Now that has been, I think, 4 or maybe 5 days so far. And I wanted to talk about a couple things that I've really noticed since doing that. First of all, the intensity in the workouts, the presence of like when you're actually in a workout and you're there 100% has been amazing. Like my back doesn't always get sore, and my lats are super tender right now from the crazy amount of intensity that I was able to bring. I don't know if it was specifically from the increase in those two, but as soon as I stepped it up, I was like, holy fuck, I noticed a tremendous difference in the workout intensity, just the overall sense of well-being. I felt tremendously like there was a huge spike in my overall sense of well-being. I was trying to think back on it. I don't think that I changed with my diet. I don't think I changed much. I actually maybe added a little bit more fat in my diet. The carbs are still pretty low at this point because I'm cutting. By the way, if you want to see an update on the cut, stay tuned by pressing that subscribe button. I'll be posting more about that later today. The other supplements I've been taking have been about the same, except for, I think, clomiphene, which is a serum. I haven't taken that in probably at least a week. So I was expecting to feel a little bit more shut down, and adding in, I think this is really what did it, was the yk11. The overall sense of well-being increased, and I think a derivative of that is that libido like just shot crazy up, which I thought was kind of interesting because this is every other time I have researched with yk11, that has not been one of the really big things that I've noticed with it, but that was definitely a nice little touch on top there. But the last times I've researched it, I've been, haven't been researching with anything and then start researching with it, so the effect is going to be different than researching with a bunch of stuff and then adding that on top of it. Now, what is the overall effect in terms of the body composition and the lifts? Well, I think it's still a little bit too early to tell from the body composition. I think there's just a minute amount of the yellowing that I've noticed. I feel like I notice it, but then I feel like I don't notice it. So I don't know if that's just the placebo effect of like, oh, other people have this side effect, so maybe I have that side effect. I don't know if it's that or if I'm actually like, oh yeah, everything looks maybe a little bit more yellow. And it's hard for me to tell. I think it's definitely, if I look throughout the day, I would say that the time that I notice it the most is in the evening when it's like, say if I were to shut that light off and shut off the light here in the kitchen, I feel like the darker it is, the more that I notice it. I felt like I noticed it in the evening when I was in bed, but I wasn't like sure. I'd worn my contacts were supposed to be in my eyes for like 8 hours, and a lot of times I wear them for 12 hours. So that day I think I had them in for 12 or 14 hours, and my eyes felt like they were bothering me. That's why I'm wearing glasses before I go to work right now. My eyes have been bothering me just from like, because I wore them all day, and then I basically have, my eyes get so dry. But anyways, this is a complete tangent, but your eyes absorb moisture through the air. Kind of think about how a fish can get oxygen through the water. Our eyes absorb moisture through the air. When there's a contact, when there's a something between, right, there's a filter between the eyeball and the air, your eye is not able to absorb as much moisture. Some contacts allow for breathing. Most of them do, but it's not like a one-for-one flow because there's still some type of filter there that doesn't allow that to go through. So anyways, wearing my contacts for 12 to 14 hours, my eyes get dry, and so sometimes in the evening, my eyes will bother me a little bit because I probably shouldn't be wearing my contacts for 12 to 14 hours. The doctor recommended like 6 to 9 hours. So going a little bit over on that, but I don't know, who wears contacts for 6 or 8 hours a day? You know, if you go to work, you're wearing for at least 9 hours, you know? Anyways, that was the only negative side effect, and I don't even know if it's real. I will keep you guys posted. I will continue with 100 milligrams per day. By the way, there's a link for the company that I purchased my research compounds from in the description. It is not an affiliate link, but it's just where I purchased these from. So if you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. The increase in the workout capacity has been crazy. So not only has the intensity increased with what I have been doing, but the volume of what I've been doing has been increasing too. So that has been, I think, one of the main factors that's going into the hypertrophy, just the increase in volume. Now, with the cardio, if you've ever researched with S4, one of the things that I've always really enjoyed is the increase in strength. So tonight I think I'm going to be doing some chest, and I'm going to get a better idea. I haven't had a really good chest workout this week yet. Today is Friday, I think the 21st. So I haven't had a really good chest workout, so I'm curious to see what that is. Oh, one other thing that I added to that pre-workout stack back in again is some weed. So this is what my pre-workout stack looks like. Is 10 milligrams of YK, 50 milligrams of S4. Try to do that, 30 minutes beforehand so that it has time to start getting into my system. Pre-workout, like as I'm getting into the gym and as I'm first there, is a scoop and a half or a scoop of regular pre-workout along with some weed. The weed just gives me a laser focus on what I'm actually trying to do. For example, when I was doing back the other day, by the way, this video's fucking all over the place. When I was doing back the other day, this is what I'm thinking about. As I'm going through the motion, I have a single arm hammer strength lat pull down, so the unilateral ones. And as I'm coming down, I'm literally thinking about the muscle fibers in my lat, all throughout my whole lat, just being like a rubber band and squeezing my shoulder blade down and bringing my shoulder back, or my arm and everything down like that. And that's what I try to do on most of my workouts. But when I add the weed in there, I feel like I'm able to get to a different degree of how focused I'm able to be in the gym. Anyways, if you guys have any questions about this video, let me know down below in the comments. Link for Instagram is in the description. And peace.